What could possibly be the downside of Din Djarin's stupidly cool Mandalorian helmet? You'll never guess. In Season 3 of The Mandalorian, the age-old debate shall continue. Helmet on or off? Din Djarin spent most of his life staying true to the strict rules of his clan and making sure no other living being would ever see his face.
This is the way.
This is the way.
But one adopted child in a complete upheaval of his life later, that rule has officially been broken. He even let baby Grogu touch his face in the Season 2 finale. Adorable as that sounds, some see breaking the creed of his clan as an unforgivable act. Others are a lot less concerned about who has seen Din's face and way more concerned about why the helmet is so darn heavy. The man in question is, of course, Pedro Pascal, who told Empire magazine that wearing Din's Beskar outfit is, quote, like putting on a head-to-toe glove with weights on it. Which is to say that despite the extra weight, it fits him perfectly. For Pascal, the importance of Din's armor is so much bigger than just keeping him safe from enemies. It allows him to fully embrace the character. Pascal explained, "When it's on, you immediately feel powerful, protected, dangerous, and like a protector." That being said, he did note one very distinct caveat. Once the helmet is on, the rest of the world disappears. Pascal explained, "It's ironic that you can't see any facial expression because it puts you in the world so completely and instantly makes the character feel real. But you can't see Yes, the tragedy of the Mandalorian helmet is a two-way street. Not only is the audience robbed of the opportunity to lay eyes on Pascal's face, the poor guy can't see a dang thing once he's in costume. Though the changes aren't always visible to the audience, Mando's armor has undergone quite a few upgrades over the years. As Pascal told Empire, they've continued to finesse and make it more comfortable.
Thank you for helping.
But the trickiest aspect of all has remained the same, and to this day, donning the iconic helmet is like going blind, according to Pascal. Yes, that visor window that makes Din so immediately intimidating to strangers and keeps his face from being perceived is undeniably cool, but it's also wildly impractical. Pascal explained, "Your breath completely fogs up the narrow slit that you can see through. There's no peripheral vision. Typically, oversized costumes or characters wearing vision-restrictive heads are given an assigned handler and helper, like the kind polo-clad helpers often hovering near Mickey Mouse at Disney World. But that's not exactly possible when shooting a series like The Mandalorian. This means that the mighty Din Djarin can be easily defeated by trapdoors, holes, bear traps, and the like. Though if worst comes to worst, Grogu could likely handle force maneuvering his papa out of any stray holes. Emily Swallow, who plays the armorer, also struggles with her helmet. As she told SlashFilm during an interview, the most difficult part of playing a character in this universe is not tripping over everything. Swallow said that during the first season of the show, all of us were trying to find the language of communication for any of the Mandalorians who were helmeted. Luckily, now that the show is on its third season, the team has found a way to interact with one another and convey intent and emotions without the luxury of facial expressions. Swallow explained, "It's honestly been such a great journey for me that goes beyond just trying to communicate as the character. I have found that in understanding the language for her, it winds up being a tremendous lesson for me in trust, just overall, because what I have realized is that simplicity serves her so well. The simplicity is definitely part of the success and intrigue of The Mandalorian. Without a face to connect to, the audience has to be enticed and kept entertained in other ways. For the actors, it forces them all a bit out of their comfort zones." Swallow said, "I knew what it looked like, and I could see that this beautiful costume that I was wearing conveyed a very specific idea, but it felt incredibly awkward in there. And there was this feeling of, wait, but do you know what I'm trying to tell you?" While the actor's intent may be well thought out, knowing if the intention has been properly expressed when communicating with another character donning a helmet, also with limited visibility, is no easy feat. Fortunately, The Mandalorian continues to be must-see television for Star Wars fans, regardless if the cast can see one another.